Work session meeting called to order. Councilmember Clayton. Here. Councilmember Kendall.
Here.
Councilmember Warner.
Here.
Deputy Mayor Quinn. Here. Mayor Moore.
Here.
First item, any questions, concerns, all right, or matters from the work session of Monday evening?
Yeah, I'll ask it down over there. The complaint about the cars on the sidewalks, blah, 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 working in the street. Who's in charge of enforcing that? Zoning, police, code, or all three?
The working on the streets and the cars on the sidewalk would be the police. All right, that was referred to them yesterday. I understand is that, all right, Officer Fiore went over there, all right, and dealt with the cars that were on the sidewalk.
Okay. Thank you.
All right.
Yep. That's all I had.
If I could just jump in response to a request from Deputy Mayor Quinn, which I understand was brought up during the work session the other evening, we have prepared 2 ordinances for council's consideration on first reading tonight. The first, and we've added both of them to the agendas that are on the table over there for the public. The first is ordinance number 2015-16, and it deals with the fee paid for use of the beach as part of an outdoor sidewalk cafe. And that would raise the per square foot.
We are only increasing the cafe permit for the business really on the beach, which is essentially Madison Marquette. So all of the boardwalk and all of Cookman is staying exactly as it was last year. We're only increasing the beach cafe permit, the tables on the beach per square footage. Do you get, am I explaining that in a way that people get? Okay.
Okay. The second ordinance that we prepared, which is also on the agenda now, is ordinance number 2015-17, and this relates to the regulations dealing with street performers. And there were several changes made there. The first of which is the fee is being raised from $20 on an annual basis to $50, and there's a provision that's been put in here that will require street performers to not remain in the same location for more than 2 hours. At the conclusion of a 2-hour period, they would be required to relocate to a new location that would be a minimum of 100 feet away from their prior location, and the hours are being changed under this proposed ordinance from between 9 a.m. and 10 p.m. to between 11 a.m. and 7 p.m. So it's more restricted time period.
And again, just so the public has the logic behind this, what we've heard, what certainly John and I heard when we were on the council last summer was that there are musicians who play on the boardwalk. I think we all love it. When they play 10 hours in the same spot, it can become a little monotonous for both the sunbathers and businesses. And while we absolutely listen, our fee is nothing, it's $50, but for the season. So what we want to do is take some of those really great, unique performers, and they can start on 5th, and in 2 hours you move to 4th, and in 2 hours you move to 3rd, and you spread the wealth a little bit. So it isn't just in front of the exact same business and the exact same sunbathers for 12 to 14 hours a day. So that was the logic behind doing that.
Another item that was addressed the other evening during the work session had to do with the issue of permit parking and a potential to make a revision to the existing regulations dealing with permit parking on a temporary basis while the council is considering the recommendations made by its parking consultant, Desmond Associates, and until such time as a new ordinance is adopted by the City Council. The proposal was to indicate that any new permits that are issued for any residential or employee parking would be valid only until such time as a new ordinance regarding permit parking is adopted by the mayor and council. So there's a draft resolution that I left for all of you to consider this evening. You may decide to move forward with that, or you may, through your discussion this evening, decide that you want to revise it further. And my understanding is that since you wouldn't be starting this until May 1st, you do have another council meeting between now and then, April 22nd. So if you decide to defer action on this to the next council meeting, that's at your discretion.
Yeah, let me just try to maybe do a better job explaining the thought process behind this resolution. And as Fred said, we have a little bit of time to think about it. So I think most people would agree the current policy with the hunting passes doesn't work. So you can have two spots underneath your condo and still get a parking pass, which is taking it away from people who are visiting or people who really need the on-street parking, right? So that's something we need to fix, among other things. So the idea is that change is coming. Without a doubt, I think we all agree that change is coming. The question that the committee was addressing was, is there anything that should happen before we come out with a larger plan to help that change down the road, right? So is there anything urgent? And the thought was that proactively letting people know that we're not going to be just giving permits out, that the permits process is going to change, and that you can buy a permit now the same way you used to buy a permit, but no, just a caveat, when you buy that permit, that it's only good until there's a change. And we just thought that was a fair way to do it, or the committee felt that was a fair way to do it, to be upfront with everyone, to let them know there's a change coming, and that just proactively letting people know that. And Bill at the workshop raised, let's just wait till 2016 and make a change then. And maybe I'm impatient or frustrated with like the process of to making a change. I don't want to wait till 2016 to like redo our parking things. I think they're urgent enough that some residents are not being protected because they can't find a spot because we have too many permits out there, where other residents may be using the permits when they can be using their regular parking, right? So I feel like it has to be addressed prior to the start of the new year. Hence, this would at least begin that process. And again, a proactive step to like let people know. That being said, we wouldn't start until May 1, and we then have time to further discuss. And if the parking committee is going to be able to meet between now and then, it could be developed a little bit further, and possibly guest passes, which was an oversight, should be added to that.
Well, I was just going to say, so I would, I'm a no. I don't think it's been vetted enough with the committee. And off the top of my head, it says that we're going to put the moratorium on residential and business owners, but we're allowing the guest permits, which you do yearly, which there's actually been a spike in, according to DPW. So off the bat, I think it's fatally flawed. As it is.
It was an oversight.
So I would kill it until it's been vetted a little bit farther.
Sure.
I think we're all in agreement with that.
There's no reason to rush it at this point.
Right. Okay.
And the logic behind that would be, we would be hitting residential people, right, who live here with the temporary pass, who can't buy, so second home people who say are coming a little later, and we'd be hitting employees who conceivably work here or don't work here, and then we're allowing guests free.
So it wasn't intentional.
Okay.
Right?
No, I'm not saying it was intentional.
It was simply
I'm just saying,
when I looked at it, I didn't see the guest passes. I spoke with Fred, and he said, "Should we do it?" And I said, "We should discuss it." I didn't, and I'll be honest with you, I wasn't sure if guest passes were like for the year. They were short term. I've been reading so many residential permitting things. I thought most towns do like you get a guest pass for a week, right? So if we had that, but it's
they're $100 yearly, Tom.
for a year, so then they fall into the same category. Absolutely, 100%. Agree.
Okay.
Any other matters to be brought up by council members?
I have a couple of things that are not related to the workshop. Well, this is actually related to the workshop, and someone had just mentioned to me after I started this presentation about the parking lots and the swales or the retention areas for the water, the runoff, that they would better to be rocked than vegetated. And I think they are vegetated, so the only thing I would ask when it goes to the planning board, which is where it goes next, is that the planning board just look at that vegetation, and I think that's consistent with what iStar's doing, but just to make sure that they look at the vegetation so that it actually will retain more water, right? Because the roots go down, the water infiltrates, they actually suck the water up, they clean the water, so plants are better than rocks, and I believe that's what iStar was intending, so I just want to make sure the planning board double checks that. There was a suggestion at the Recreation Committee yesterday, and I just want to put this on everyone's radar. I don't know who, maybe it's Tom or Alicia, that when we do the Jazz Festival, there was a suggestion by Angela Anderson to, in the intermission, have some of like the local talent, like local kids, do like a short little song or concert or whatever they're doing in the intermissions, right? So you might have like the band from the Lake House have like at the intermission they play, or the
Just so you know, the RFP for the Jazz Festival went out for somebody to solely produce it. The city has nothing to do with it, so that would be up to their production.
right. So I guess the question, that's why I wanted to put out there.
The RFP's already gone out there, but I'm sure they would facilitate that request.
Right. So, and I don't know who that come to us or.
It hasn't been.
Hasn't been awarded yet.
It hasn't been awarded yet.
Okay.
So when it's awarded, we can talk to them about it.
Right. Yeah. I just thought it was a good idea to showcase the local
Yeah,
talent.
but we don't have time to put out another RFP.
No. Just to work with them. Just to work with whoever it is. If they're like, no way, we're doing it. Okay. But I
I'm
thought
sure
it was a
they'll
good
be
suggestion.
receptive, whoever it is will be receptive to it.
Right. And then the Rec Commission met, and just so people have a little bit of idea what the Rec Commission is thinking for this upcoming summer program, is to try to expand what we do. So try to do more, not just sports, but try to include some art, some music, things like that. And also add a piece in the morning so that the kids who aren't in the enrichment program or through the school can also have a morning program and then go to the afternoon program, which has been the mainstay of the rec department. So if there are people out there who think that they know of or are interested in working with the rec department to provide some kind of additional programming to our youth, reach out to me or reach out to Jesse or someone on the commission, because we're trying to expand
Or get
the
in touch
program a
with
bit.
Ms. Floyd,
What's that?
Alicia Floyd.
Or absolutely.
Call her first.
All right, cool. Thank you. That's all I had.
Anyone else?
I don't have any real issues. I just want to make sure everybody is aware that this weekend, Asbury Park Music and Film Festival is on. There will be all kinds of activities all over town, mini films, music. So there are booklets out. You can go online, get information, and support our city and support film in Asbury Park. So it'll come back next year.
I'll say something. Just briefly, we talked about the Springwood Avenue recreational site. And I did some investigating around different towns, and I found out that a lot of the towns that have bathrooms is when they have a baseball field or some other recreational field. And because we have a track supposedly be going up and on Springwood Avenue Park, don't mean that we have to have bathrooms, because I feel that it's going to be a problem, be more problem than we can ever imagine. And give you examples, we have a lot of people in this town that are homeless people that sleeps here, there, and everywhere. And wherever they can find a place, they will lay their heads down and sleep. Even City Hall. I know 2 years ago we found someone upstairs. I don't know if you guys recall that, but that happens. And I'm afraid that we try to keep crime down. I'm afraid that incidents will happen if we build some kind of structure there. I really don't think that. That's just something that the committee can think about. Living in this town as long as I have, I think I know it very well. Some things is really not needed, and that's one of them, to build a closed-in structure where people can go if it's not supervised all day long or all night. Thank you.
Anyone else have anything?
Yeah, I have, somebody from, this is to Tony Salerno, I know we're using Nixle, I know we're using the free service. Somebody from Nixle keeps contacting both John and I about possibly presenting to the council the next level of service. I'm not sure that we'd be interested, but it wouldn't be a bad thing to put on the workshop, and then people could get a feel. And obviously, the police department, you know, you could tell us if it's something that you could use or not use.
Brian Yin?
Yes.
Yes, we've dealt with him.
Okay.
He's in California, he's going to be coming in May.
Oh, great.
For 2 days. We've got a proposal to look at. We're going to get a price proposal to look at compared to Code Red and the services that they supply. We're not in any rush because we are, for this year, I mean, obviously, if there's a better way, we'd like to do it, but we have a contract for this year. This contract rolls over year to year with Code Red, so we give them notice if we're going to end it and go with Nixle before the end of the year. And Nixle offers many things that we don't have with Code Red: email, text, voice, reverse 911. So we're very interested, and with Brian Yin coming and getting a proposal, we'll have something to be able to propose to the city manager and the council in order to take a look at that.
So the only thing I would say is I would like to be at that initial proposal, only because I've done a lot of research on it to begin with.
Absolutely.
Okay, so great. So there is a code committee, and I am on it along with Fred and Pam.
Tell them what type of code, not her code.
It's
your code.
administrative code. We're
Okay.
codifying our code. It is a tedious process, and I want to thank them both for doing it. And honestly, Fred, I think I was supposed to bring things up tonight on the code, or can I do it at the next meeting?
The next meeting is fine.
Okay. I think that's it. Our AP volunteer, Hera, put up a great video of the Easter parade. So I just wanted to thank him and tell you all to check it out on our website or next door. Is it up on our, if it's not up on our website, we'll try to get it up on our website and on the APTV website. But it was a really great job, and thanks a lot for doing it. That's it.
Anyone else have anything?
I'm thinking. I want to do something, but you're all going to yell at me. Can you indulge me for 2 minutes?
Okay.
Okay. Do me a favor. Come up here for a second. I'll run the camera. I want to go up there, tell everybody who you are, what you do. This gentleman here is everybody watches APTV. It wouldn't happen if it wasn't for him. And he's here, and he does so much, and he just had the beach clean up with his wife on 8th Avenue. So sit down, give them there. Tell everybody who you are, what you do.
Okay, my name is Hira Sadhu. I've been volunteering. My wife and I moved to Asbury Park in September, and we wanted to get active in the community. And I had an interest in multimedia. I've had some sound recording experience, engineering experience. So I thought the television station could use my help. And basically, I've just kind of been trying to archive everything that I can around the city. Association meetings, just because I know everybody on the council and everybody, I mean, the public that comes to the meetings here, everybody wants to be informed, but not everybody can be everywhere, especially with as much that's going on around town. So I'm just trying to capture everything so everybody has a chance to check it out at their convenience, and also keep a record of the events that happen in the city. So we do have a digital archive of it, just for the future. I mean, I appreciate the history that Asbury Park has, and I want to make sure that our present is captured for the future to look back at the history as well.
This button I push, it says delete. I didn't touch anything. Thank you. That's all I have, Tony.
Matters from the city manager?
I have nothing now.
Matters from the city attorney?
I don't have any.
Motion to adjourn?
Move. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Let's go right to